From the IRC television studios on the SUNY Oneonta campus, this is Oneonta News Now. I'm Joanna Weidenhammer.
And I'm Caitlin Horrett.
Before we start the news, meteorologist Matthew Miles joins us with a look at the Oneonta weather cam.
Thanks, Joanna. Well, it's really windy outside, like really windy. I'll let you know how long that's going to last after the break. Back to you guys.
Thanks so much, Matt. Coming up next, we have your campus and local news. Stay tuned to Oneonta News Now.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes, but with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary.
Hi, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
For local news, a new project developed by SUNY Oneonta's psychology and sociology departments is giving 6 students an applied learning experience in the fields of healthcare and human service, while also looking to alleviate some serious community problems. Student researchers Joshua Garufi and Taryn Moore of Oneonta, Catherine Kilichowski of Middle Village, Justin Parisi of Del Mar, and Stacy Pinto and Peter Richardson of Oceanside are working this year with several local health and social service agencies to examine the well-being of area residents and identify areas that need improvement to learn more about the area and its residents. Students are conducting survey research at the Southside Mall in Oneonta. This research is focused on knowledge, attitudes, and behaviors of residents of Chenango, Delaware, Herkimer, Otsego, and Shakire counties specifically. It will assess residents' risk of alcohol, illegal drug abuse, and mental illness, and identify challenges to health wellness in rural areas. Respondents who complete a survey at the Southside Mall will receive a $5 gift card. The project is being led by sociology professor Alex Thomas, Sociology Associate Professor Gregory Fulkerson, and Psychology Assistant Professor James Zians.
Delaware County Sheriff's Department responded to Downsville Central School on Friday at 7:30 a.m. after a report from their school that there had been a mention of a threat the previous day. According to the sheriff's media release, a parent posted about it on Facebook. The parent's child had allegedly overheard another student make a verbal threat and told the parent. It was not reported at that time. After an investigation that involved the parents of the student and those who heard the comment, police determined it was not a credible threat. No criminal charges were pressed, but the school is taking disciplinary action against the student.
The 23rd annual Goodyear Lake Polar Bear Jump raised $128,600 to benefit children and area organizations committed to health and helping one another. The amount was $200 more than last year. Hundreds of volunteers worked all year to plan Saturday's jumping event with support from the Portlandville Methodist Church. Most volunteers pre-registered and agreed to raise a minimum of $100 to jump into Goodyear Lake, take a short swim, and climb out on a ladder. Registering was easy, said Melissa Campbell of South New Berlin. I'm doing it for my nephew, Vinny Campbell, she added. Vinny was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes when he was 23 months old. Now 4 years old, he was one of 11 fund recipients. Melissa Campbell was prepared as much as we can be before jumping into cold water, but I'll take this 36-degree weather any day before 0 degrees, she said.
Educators were presented with the opportunity to meet with state legislators at the Catskill Regional Teachers Center's 14th Annual Legislative Forum, held at Morris Hall at SUNY Oneonta on Thursday night. Interim Director of CRTC and host David Porter began with questions concerning the poverty that affects the region. State Senator James Seward, however, confirms that the state and formula uses census data from 2000 to assess poverty levels and agreed that it was an outdated measurement for funding.
Thanks, Caitlin. We have your local entertainment news when we come back. Stay tuned to Oneonta News Now.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary.
Bye, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
We're back with your local entertainment news update with Natalie Costanzo. What's going on this week on campus, Natalie?
Ever been stuck? Car troubles keep you from moving forward? Well, worry no more. Grant Hall and the University Police Department team up to teach students how to jumpstart a car and change a tire. These useful skills will be taught on Thursday, February 22nd at 5 p.m. UPD will host a question and answer session as part of their presentation, opening the floor up for students to not only ask UPD about how to keep their cars running, but about how UPD keeps our campus running smoothly. Hot chocolate and donuts will be served and lead credit given to all participants. Stop by the patio outside of Grant Hall for this fun and functional program. Movies seem to be at the forefront of everyone's social calendar, and the campus at SUNY Oneonta is no different. This weekend in the Red Dragon Theater, Pixar's newest movie, Coco, will be shown on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at 6:30 p.m. and 9 p.m., with a special matinee on Sunday at 1 p.m. There will be a special feature during the Friday, February 23rd showing. Professor Maria Montoya will be introducing the movie and offering lead credit as it is a diversity program. Come join Miguel as he follows his dreams of becoming an accomplished musician despite his family's generations-old ban. Follow along as Miguel is accidentally transported to the land of the dead and calls on the help of his deceased great-great-grandfather to return back home to his living family. Tickets are free for all SUNY Oneonta students with a valid SUNY Oneonta ID and $3 for all others. Tickets go on sale 30 minutes prior to showtime, and free popcorn will be served. Looking for an evening filled with laughter and romance? Come join the SUNY Oneonta Theater Department and the Mask and Hammer Theater Club with their production of Neil Simon's Barefoot in the Park. Directed by John McCaslin Doyle and partially funded with the Student Association, this romantic comedy follows newlyweds Corey and Paul Bratter as they learn the ups and downs of being married and living in New York City together. The show will premiere this Friday, February 23rd at 7:30 p.m. in the Hamlin Theater, with additional shows on Saturday at 7:30 and Sunday at 2 p.m. The showings will also continue after spring break. Tickets are free for all SUNY Oneonta students with a valid student ID and $5 for all others. Tickets can be purchased in advance at the Hunt Union box office. Snow snakes? Get ready, SUNY Oneonta, because this traditional Native American winter game is coming your way. Join the Outdoor Adventure Club as they travel to college camp on Saturday, February 24th from 1 to 4 p.m. Learn how to play this fun winter game that was originally established as a way for Native American tribes to communicate with each other during the winter months. The chief and elder from the El-Nu Abnaki tribe of Vermont will be present to help teach students. Learn how to throw mudcats and long snakes along a specially made snow snake track. No experience is necessary and it is free for all students. Refreshments will be provided and transportation will be provided if needed. To sign up for transportation to college camp, please sign up in advance at the Outdoor Adventure Club office in Hulbert Hall with a $10 refundable deposit. That's all for your ONN entertainment news for this week. Back to you, Joanna.
Thanks, Natalie. We have more news coming up, so stay tuned to ONN.
Crack, don't allow. Secret Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
All right, good stuff. And we'll be back after this quick commercial break.
All right, good stuff, guys. We got 30 seconds. We'll come back and we'll talk about basketball, right?
Sure.
Basketball?
Yeah, sounds good. The Knicks have been horrible lately.
Yeah. All right.
Always coming for us.
All right. Let's dump out and we'll come back in 5, 4, 3, 2. Take 2. Cue talent.
Yeah, I don't think his mic's working.
Should we go fix that?
Nah. Let's leave it.
We're good.
This is Sideliners.
It's on us to stop sexual assault.
The It's On Us pledge is a personal commitment to help keep men and women safe from sexual assault.
It is a promise to not be a bystander to the problem,
but to be a part of the solution.
As a SUNY Oneonta student athlete, I am proud to take the pledge. I pledge
to help keep men and women safe from sexual assault.
I promise
not to be a bystander to the problem,
but a part of the solution.
I pledge to recognize that non-consensual sex is sexual assault.
To identify situations
in which sexual assault may occur.
To intervene
in situations where consent cannot or has not been given.
To create an environment
in which sexual assault is unacceptable and survivors are supported.
Join us and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
I pledge to help stop sexual assault.
For world news, a persistent noise of unknown origin, sometimes compared to a truck idling or distant thunder, has bedeviled a Canadian city for years, damaging people's health and quality of life, numerous residents say. Those who hear it have compared it to a fleet of diesel engines idling next to your home or the pulsation of a subwoofer at a concert. Others report it rattling their windows and spooking their pets. Known as the Windsor hum, this sound in Windsor, Ontario, near Detroit, is unpredictable in its duration, timing, and intensity, making it all the more maddening for those affected. You know how you hear of people who have gone out to secluded places to get away from certain sounds or noises and the like? Sabrina Weiss posted in a private Facebook group dedicated to finding the source of the noise. I've wanted to do that many times in the past year or so because it has gotten so bad, she wrote. Imagine having to flee all you know and love just to have a chance to hear nothing, no humming, in your head for hours on end. In fact, one affected resident had become so disturbed that she moved more than 700 miles away to relieve her symptoms.
Vice President Mike Pence spoke on Saturday about a new White House focus on school safety and mental health in the light of the Parkland, Florida school shooting. Pence discussed the shooting at a Saturday speech in Dallas for America First Policies. Pence said the Justice Department is working with other federal agencies to study the intersection of mental health and criminality. Pence also said, "We are going to remain focused on bringing renewed energy to making our schools safe and taking a renewed look at giving law enforcement and local authorities the tools they need to deal with individuals struggling with dangerous mental illness."
American Airlines says one of its quick-thinking employees helped thwart an alleged human trafficker's plan to lure 2 teenage girls to New York. The 2 girls, ages 15 and 17, claimed a man had bought them tickets to New York to model and dance in music videos. American Airlines employee Denise Miracle became concerned when the 2 girls approached the ticket counter at Sacramento International Airport. The girls had no identification, were traveling alone with just 2 small bags, and had 2 first-class tickets. Miracle became particularly alarmed because the girls had one-way tickets. Between the 2 of them, they had a bunch of small bags. It seemed to me as if they were running away from home, Miracle said. They kept looking at each other in a way that seemed fearful and anxious. I had a gut feeling that something just wasn't right. Miracle refused to allow the girls to board their plane and alerted the police. The girls told authorities that a man they met on Instagram named Dre had bought their tickets and offered them $2,000 to fly to New York for the weekend to model. The girls had not told their parents about the trip and told them they were spending the night at the other's home. They were shocked to learn their tickets were one way. When I told them that they didn't have a flight home, that's when it kind of sunk in that maybe I was actually telling the truth, Deputy Todd Sanderson said. In my opinion, what was going to happen was they were going to go back to New York and become victims of sex trafficking. They said they wouldn't have left that if that happened, and I said they probably wouldn't have had a choice. Sanderson praised Miracle for her actions and said she possibly saved their lives. By the time authorities found Dre on Instagram, it was too late. We attempted to look him up on Instagram just a few minutes after our contact with him. He erased all of his profiles on social media, Sanderson said. Deputies said when they notified the girls' parents, they were in shock. They hope the story is a good lesson for parents to make sure they are keeping a close eye on their children's social media accounts.
Nicholas Cruz, the student identified as the Parkland, Florida school shooter, is willing to plead guilty to avoid the death penalty. Prosecutors would need to agree not to ask for capital punishment and allow life without parole instead. Cruz, who is 19 years old, is currently facing 17 charges of premeditated murder after Wednesday's shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School. Cruz's representative, Broward County Public Defender Howard Finkenstein, says there's no question Cruz killed the 14 students and 3 staff members. The defendant's next court date is set for Monday morning and is being held without bond.
Thanks, Caitlin. When we come back, Matthew Miles will take a look at your 5-day weather forecast. Stay tuned with us.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
14th, 19-year-old Nicholas Cruz starting shooting with an AR-15 style firearm at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, with 17 adults and children killed. The shooting is the deadliest school shooting since the 2012 shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary School and the 9th deadliest in modern U.S. history. Cruz is a former student of Stoneman Douglas and reportedly took an Uber to the school. He fled from the scene on foot, blending in with the rush of students exiting the building, but was taken into custody off school property about an hour after the shooting. The students of Stoneman Douglas have since been very outspoken about the need for better gun control laws in America. Senior Emmer Gonzalez saying, quote, "We are going to be the kids you read about in textbooks, not because we're going to be another statistic about mass shootings, but because we are going to be the last mass shooting."
In response to the Parkland shooting, students across the country are planning giant walkout protests to advocate for gun control in America. The first is planned for March 14th, which would mark 1 month since the Parkland shooting. It is, in part, being planned by the Women's March organizers. The event calls for students and teachers to walk out of their schools at 10 a.m. Local times for 17 minutes to honor the 17 lives lost in the Florida shooting. The second is planned to be held on April 20th, which will mark the 19th year since the Columbine High School massacre in Colorado, which left 13 dead. More than 22,000 people have signed up a petition pledging to walk out of their classrooms that day at 10 a.m. for the rest of the day. Organizers hope that the protesters will gain attention and show lawmakers these issues are not going away and students, no matter how old, want change.
USA Today named Baltimore the nation's most dangerous city after the city reached its highest ever per capita homicide rate in 2017. The 342 homicides the city experienced in 2017 were a 17% increase over the prior year and translated to a rate of 56 killed per every 100,000 people. Baltimore had more homicides last year than New York City, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles, which are all considerably larger cities. So far in 2018, Baltimore is seeing a decline in homicides, as through Sunday, 31 people had been killed in comparison to the 47 who were killed at the same time last year. Other types of crime are down as well.
Police in Wichita, Kansas are continuing their frantic search for 5-year-old Lucas Hernandez, who was last seen over the weekend. Hernandez disappeared around 3 p.m. on Saturday. Police said his 26-year-old stepmother told police she saw him in his bedroom just before she took a shower and fell asleep. Police were called to the home 3 hours later. Officer Charlie Davison said at a press conference Monday that police had searched the family's home in southeast Wichita and are using K-9 units as well as going door to door in an effort to find the young boy. An Amber Alert has not been issued because there is no evidence that the child was abducted.
Following the Parkland, Florida school shooting, White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said President Donald Trump is open to bipartisan legislation to shore up the background check system, which is supposed to prevent people with severe mental illness and serious criminal records from purchasing firearms. In a statement, Sanders said, quote, "While discussions are ongoing and revisions are being considered, the president is supportive of efforts to improve the federal background check system." A senior administration official told NBC News over the weekend that while Trump supports the concept of improving the background check system, the language may end up needing to be tweaked.
Thanks, Joanna. Stay tuned to ONN for your weekly sports update with Austin Teiderbaum.
Well, Thomas, you've got prediabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Welcome back to Oneonta News Now. Austin, what's going on in sports this week?
It's been a great week in sports, but as always, there's a lot of talk about when it comes to sports, so let's get right to it. Let's start off with some MLB news. First things first, baseball is back, baby. Pitchers and catchers have reported for duty. All 30 MLB teams have started from spring training for the 2018 season. With the new season comes some new rules. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred has created some new rules for the season. The rules are meant to speed up the game, aka pace of play. Some of these rules include limiting up to 6 mound visits per team, having 2 minutes and 5 seconds between inning breaks, and instant replays will now have direct slow motion camera angles in order to speed up challenges. We are in the future, so why not utilize it? Staying in MLB news, Eric Hosmer, the first baseman for the Eric Hosmer, the first baseman for the San Diego Padres. Yes, you heard it right. The San Diego Padres have signed the free agent to an 8-year contract deal worth $144 million. This deal is the largest in the whole Padres franchise history. Hosmer joins rebuilding Padres team that will have Will Myers and Hunter Renfroe. Eric Hosmer is a 4-time Gold Glove winner. Good luck to the Padres. They really took a step forward up with this one. Next up is the 2018 Winter Olympics. Remember Shaun White? Well, you better, because he's back and he's earned a gold medal. Shaun White had the biggest run of his life last Tuesday when he landed back-to-back 144s on the third half pipe. He said, quote, "Honestly, it's the one of the most challenging runs I've ever had. I didn't even think the combination until this morning, so honestly, I'm just so happy with my performance. I'm proud of the other riders for pushing me this whole time." White also becomes USA's 100th time all-time Winter Olympic gold winner. And to add to that, he is the first snowboarder to win 3 gold medals. Congratulations to Shaun White.
Thanks, Austin. Join us again next time for your up-to-date news, sports, weather, and more. I'm Caitlin Horrit.
And I'm Joanna Weinhammer. This is Oneonta News Now. Have a great night.